Hello guys and welcome back to Car Focused. Now today we are throwing it back to the days of the Mark III Ford Focus RS, which did once upon a time play quite a big part on my channel because I owned one. You probably all know I had a stealth grey Focus RS Mark III which I bought from new, and from then on we featured quite a lot of RS content on the channel, including one of these back in 2018, which is a Mark III Ford Focus RS edition in blue, the blue edition. Before we get started on this, I want to talk about what I'm doing here, where I am, etc, etc. So basically I'm at a place called Fresh Motors in Watton, which is in Norfolk, and a bit of history behind myself and Fresh Motors. I actually sold a car to these guys 3 or 4 years ago now. It was our Audi A4 Avant that we had. Got a good price for the car. They came and collected the car on a flatbed trailer. Everything was really easy, faultless transaction, no hassle or anything like that. And the sales exec that sorted out that purchase from me is called Danny. He's one of my followers on Instagram. And he said at the time, he was like, if there's anything you ever see, you know, in our inventory and you want to feature it on the channel, then by all means, drop me a message and we'll sort something out. I had a baby between then and now, so it's been quite a while. But this year I've said to myself, I do want to build the channel up a bit. So I had a look at their stock anyway, and I saw this in their stock list, and I dropped Danny a message and I said, how do you feel about doing a bit of a collaboration, me coming over, driving the Focus RS, doing a review, and then maybe we can do some other cars as well. And he was like, yeah, that'd be perfect. So yeah, this place is quite a big site, nice forecourt. They've got a wide variety of cars, all sorts of different cars, from a car like this all the way down to your Vauxhall Corsas or even your transit vans. You've got Land Rover Defenders, you've got all sorts here. It's kind of like a car supermarket, but a little bit more more of a personal touch. It's not quite as corporate as a car supermarket, but it's a nice facility, nice little waiting area, good coffee making facilities, and a very friendly staff as well. So if you do find yourself in the Watton area, or if you are looking for a car, then by all means check these guys out. They do a thorough inspection when the car arrives, rectify any faults before it goes on the forecourt. And they also got a workshop as well where they can do maintenance and stuff and MOTs and all that kind of thing that you'd expect from a good used car dealership. Anyway, so this brings me to this car. So this is a Ford Focus RS edition. Now these came out as it was a kind of like a final farewell to the Focus RS, the Mark III, and they did a few editions actually. They kicked off with the blue, then they had the red, and then they had the Heritage. So basically the blue was a nitrous blue car. They made around 500 units. Yes, they finished in the nitrous blue paint. And the differences between this and a normal Focus RS were your black mirror caps, your black roof, your black spoiler with your blue RS inserts. You either had the standard wheels sprayed in like an anthracite grey, where you could go for the forged alloys, and they had an RS centre cap there, which was different from the standard Focus RS. And then inside you've got a few carbon touches, carbon trimming on the door, carbon handbrake, and you've got the blue edged Recaro shell seats as well. And then mechanically it's pretty much the same. However, they did fit a Quaife mechanical limited slip differential on the car, just to aid with acceleration out the corners and stuff. And like I say, I did review one of these way back in 2018 when TC Harrison had a demo car in. It was great fun, I really enjoyed it, but it's been quite a while since then. So I thought it'd be nice to revisit the car, particularly as I've got a Mark II and I've owned that for 6 years. So just see what it feels like today, just see if it's worth considering if you're looking for a performance car. It is kind of the last of that internal combustion engine, fun, kind of leery, pops and bangs, that kind of thing. It is the last of its kind in that respect. So I'm looking forward to getting behind the wheel. This particular car, this exact car here, I believe it's a one owner car from new. It's only done, I think, 13,500 miles. It's done less than 14,000 miles. It's up for 34,495, I think, or there or thereabouts, just below 35,000. So I suppose for a car of this low mileage, being an edition, I suppose that's probably what you'd expect from a garage. But yeah, overall the car looks in good condition. I've had a little look around it. Yeah, there's nothing really standing out to me. Looks great in blue. These cars, I think, really, I know I had a stealth grey, but they really do pop in the nitrous blue, and you know immediately that it's an RS. Yeah, I think there's only so much talking on the outside we can do. I think we need to get in, go for a drive, and go down memory lane and just rekindle that kind of, you know, relationship with the Focus RS that I once had and see exactly what it feels like. So guys, here we are, back in a Mark III Ford Focus RS, an Edition version. What's it like being back in one of these? Well, it feels nice. It's a nice place to be, and everything does feel, to me anyway, because I'm used to driving a 2011 Mark VII Fiesta. Yeah, it does feel pretty modern. The car feels well screwed together. Everything feels really tight. It's very responsive. The throttle's very responsive. The brakes they're quite grabby. They're quite immediate on the bite, and the clutch is very springy. It feels very alive. Kind of springs up quite easily, whereas on my Fiesta it's a bit slower. So it just feels all a little bit more kind of eager, and yeah, just a bit more modern. Lovely little gearbox as well. So 6-speed manual in the RS. I do love a manual gearbox. I still think that if you want to have a car purely for fun, it's got to be a manual. Automatic as a day-to-day driver, but yeah. And the throw in this, yeah, it's a little bit long, but it's not horrendous. I could live with it. And it's just got a very slick feel to it as well. Just all feels very nice. Positioned nicely as well with the armrest. Yeah, the interior of this car, it's a bit dark in here. No sunroof, and we've got a black roof lining. There's black everywhere in here, apart from the blue edge seat. So yeah, it is on a grey day like this. It's quite a dark place to be. A little bit kind of, I just wish there was a bit more light up here, but it's not a biggie, is it? It's not a biggie. Interior wise, as in looks, I've never really had a problem with the interior of these cars. Some people don't like them. They think they look a bit old. I think they've kind of aged quite well. It's just a nice cabin. You feel quite cozy in here, which is, I like it. Yeah, nice cozy feeling. The ride is firm, obviously, but it's probably a little bit more compliant than what I remember. I remember it being really firm, but on this road here, it feels okay. Obviously, you expect a firm ride, but it's nothing too bad. I could live with it, and I did live with it. I do remember the suspension mode on the end of the stalk here. If you do put that into its most aggressive setting, you hold it, put it into sport, it does become a bit too much, but in normal, it's absolutely fine. So yeah, we are in normal mode at the moment. I'm going to put it into sport mode, and that's where you get all the pops and stuff like that, and the throttle response ramps up. We're on quite a nice little road here actually as well, so we'll just pop it into second gear. The car's warmed up. We'll have a little pull. Yeah, it's a quick car. It is a quick car. It's still a quick car. Just a very nice, smooth power delivery. Second gear pull there. Didn't feel savage in second, but in third gear when the revs kind of got going, it did feel pretty strong. It's been a while since I've experienced a standard car as well. So a little bend. Yeah, feels solid. It feels very composed as well. It's not, see, mine used to kind of fight you a little bit, and it was, you know, had that sort of veering steering thing going on, whereas this feels pretty straight. It's not offering much resistance. It just gets on with the job and goes. So we've got a sweeping left here. I mean, these grip really well, these cars. It feels so quick and reactive on the steering. We've got the pops coming from the back as well. Little heel toe, couple of pops. It's just laying down the power, no problem whatsoever. Fourth gear, nice load of torque. fifth gear, pretty effortless. Yeah, these are nice cars. These are nice cars. It's just a shame that the kind of the image and the stigma that surrounds these cars now after, you know, the reliability problems and stuff. I know they did make revisions to these particular cars in terms of the engine, but yeah, I know a lot of Mark III Focus RS have had engine problems, but it does help if you look after them though, you know, regular maintenance, regular oil changes. There was a lot of people saying don't put power on low down in the revs. I don't like it, these engines, I like to be revved up. And yeah, I know people that have had these cars and they've had no issues whatsoever. So, but yeah, this does feel, whoa, it does feel really sharp, really reactive. It's very darty. I must say, revisiting this car now, I'm not a huge fan of the Simposer, so the fake noise coming to the cabin. It just sounds a bit too manufactured. On the Mark II, I've had a Simposer delete, so I just get the pure kind of induction sound. Whoa! What a beast! What a beast! These do sound better with the bigger crossover pipe and induction as well. You do get more induction noise, but at the moment, yeah, I'm not a fan of that kind of piped in noise, but it's another small thing, isn't it? In relation to comparing it to my Mark II, I mean, these cars, they're just like, it's like comparing apples to oranges, really. They're totally different. I know they've both got a Focus RS badge on the back, but they're totally different cars, and without doubt this is the better daily driver. Even today, even the age this is at now, this is still a way better daily driver. I mean, you've got like the Apple CarPlay and stuff, you've got 5 doors. It's just immediately, it's just a much easier car to live with. There's no rattles and stuff in here. It just feels way more modern. Whereas the RS, it is definitely the car that you're going to take out on a weekend, more of an occasional car. And the RS definitely feels more special to me. This feels great, but the Mark II just feels more special. And when you put your foot down in the Mark II, you just get that 5-pot growl, huge sort of dollop of torque, and a bit of a fight in the steering wheel. Whereas this is all very subdued, really. I mean, they do wake up with a map, but as it is at the moment, it's just get a nice surge of power and off it goes. God, the traction in first gear. I'm not used to traction like that. No messing, just gets up and goes. Yeah, nice little twisty roads is where these cars really do excel. They are such good fun. Yeah, these are pucker cars, definitely. So my time with this car is almost over. I'm just taking it back to the garage now. I just thought I'd summarise my little afternoon drive with the car. Now, it's just as good as I remember. Very capable car, very fun, brilliant on a twisty back road, just the right amount of power on the straights, a nice solid power delivery as well. This car feels nice and stable as well under acceleration. There's no Larry torque steer or veering steering, which some of them had. This feels nice and planted. So yeah, I've enjoyed it. Would I, the more important question is, would I sell my Mark II and go back to a Mark III? Hell no, I couldn't. I wouldn't. I went from a Mark III to a Mark II for a reason, and I absolutely love my Mark II. And as a weekend car, it's perfect. And there's no other hot hatch, in my opinion, which is going to beat it. Completely unique. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So no, I wouldn't sell the Mark II for one of these. Would I buy one of these alongside the Mark II? Absolutely. If I was in the financial position to buy this car, for example, or another Mark III Focus RS, I would. And I would use it as a daily driver. Keep it completely standard, I think, and just appreciate it for what it is. Appreciate it for what Ford designed and how Ford intended it to be used. But if you're in the market for one of these and you're umming and ahhing about buying one, get yourself out for a test drive. If you want to drive this exact car that I'm in now, get in touch with Fresh Motors. I've been dealing with Danny, lovely guy. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to show you around this car, take you out for a test drive, and yeah, see what you think. But yeah, Mark III Focus RS in 2025, it's still a brilliant car. It's still more than competent to take the fight to modern hot hatches, particularly in terms of its fun. It's, yeah, Ford just do hot hatches very well. They're always very fun. Whether we'll see that continue in the future, who knows? It's sad times looking at the electric future, but yeah, that's why we need to get these cars now and embrace them and enjoy them while we still can. Anyway, guys, that is it. Enough from me and this lovely little Focus RS. As always, take care, and until the next one, I shall see you soon.